Hey, what up, y'all? This is your boy Ken. You're watching The View from the Game. Thank you for tuning in. If you're on Instagram, you watch me live. I am the actual man behind the Instagram. Yes, I do answer my DMs. When you DMing me. Hey, but check this out, man. While I got your attention, make sure you go get my book, The 48 Laws of Game. That's right, The 48 Laws of Game. You can get it at audible.com. All you got to do is type my name, Pimpin Ken, when you get to audible.com. And this book, as well as my other book, The Art of Human Chess. This is the book everybody's talking about. This is the book that your daddy should have taught you about. Everything that your daddy didn't teach you the game, it's in this book right here. And The Art of Human Chess, a study guide to win, teach you how to maneuver, teach you how to finesse, teach you how to play chess, teach you how to outsmart your enemy. You got to get my books, classics. Hey, man, also, man, make sure you subscribe, like, and make sure you let everybody know through notification where to come and get this joint at by sharing. And also, I am also the proprietor and the owner of HHF Mag, HHF Clothing, HHF Awards, and HHF Radio. Hey, man, stay tuned, man, and go to thehiphopfraternity.com and check us out. And every Monday, we're at the Ice Bar. That's right, 5456 Fayetteville Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Every artist get in free. Every A&R get in free. Every executive get in free. Everybody is free. Artists get to perform for free, and you get to park for free. The only free game in town. But okay, man. So another thing, man, about the polygamy, right? So in Africa, right, our ancestor had 10 or 15 wives.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible, King Solomon had 500 wives and so many concubines.
This is a new Western idea. I mean, if you even just look at nature, if you look at it, you know, how the apes do. What do? It's one with a bunch of women and all the kids. You know, and that's nature. And their DNA is like, 99.3% closest to them. Mm-hmm. So in the natural habitat with nobody socializing you and telling you what to do, that's what's natural to do. Mm-hmm. The alphas get the all the best women. The best man gets all the best women, and they have a harem with a bunch of kids.
And it makes sense too, because, you know, I'm not comparing humans to dogs, but a lot of people that breed dogs, you know, the pits got to be, they want those pits to be with a certain pit. And if it's a certain pit, if it's an alpha pit, that's the pit that they try to keep, mm-hmm. you know, having whatever they call it, you know, litters with sex, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, you know, like my daddy used to say, don't mess with him, right? And it was my cousin. He said, don't mess with him. I said, Dad, that's my cousin. He said, but his daddy ain't shit. He said, his daddy ain't shit. He ain't gonna be shit. And he said, son, that's how you judge somebody. You look at who they came from.
No, that's a fact.
You know, so
you can tell a lot about a woman by her relationship with her parents.
Yeah.
The relationship with her kids. You know, where did she come from? A lot of times, you know, a lot of habits will raise themselves later in the situation. You say she got that from her mom. That programmer was in there somewhere.
So what you said is true then. So the male, the alpha male, he it would be him and the woman, the women, and a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Because that's secured. Like even in the lions do the same thing. They secure the prey because they choose the stronger man because they want their children to be strong.
Instinctually, it makes sense. I just feel like in society they understood that it's going to be so many men without a woman if we allow that to happen. And we all see what happens to the losers in society, or the dudes who don't get none. They go crazy. They have nothing to live for. They shoot up the school. They shoot up the, you know, so they say, you know what, we can't have that in society. It'd be too much chaos. So we're going to make this situation where everybody could get one.
I seen you do a video one time and you was like, a woman is a reflection of a man.
I believe that.
And I got this saying that men are actors and women are reactors. They react to how we act. So can you break that down to the people?
Man, a woman is a reflection of you. Anytime you behaving in a certain way, you need to be remembering that your woman is watching everything you do. And whatever you show her is okay behavior is what she's going to do. If you lose your temper, if you are emotional about things, you understand. Now she feels like that's an okay way to act. And a lot of dudes get mad at their woman, not seeing that your woman is just reacting to everything that you're doing and how you're doing it. That's why I always say you got to be careful how you move around your woman, because she's picking up everything. You notice how she listens to the same music you be putting on in the car, how she starts to use the same slang as you. You know, she becomes a mini you. So you got she's really your reflection. So you really have to be on point at all times. Otherwise, just like a child, you're going to be imputing into her certain poor characteristics. You ain't going to be able to turn that off.
Okay, in my career, I'd have women that was cute. I'd have women that was broke. They just couldn't be both at the same time. So when you think about women, right, and a woman, I know you just said that, whatever you impute in a woman. When you see a woman and she's not motivated or she ain't got her stuff together, do you think that you can level her up, or do you prefer your women already airtight?
Well, through experience, I've changed how I used to do. I used to be my thing. I'm going to take a woman from the gutter, and turn her into a star. But what I realized is that's only going to be short-lived, because what's really in her is going to prevail. I can motivate her. I can be around her. I can lend her some of my energy. But at the end of the day, it got to be in her to want that for herself. And I had a mentor one time. He told me, you got to stop getting ducks and trying to teach them how to fly. You got to take eagles and teach them to fly in formation. And ever since I switched and transitioned, instead of trying to get the ones from the bottom and clean them up, just get the ones already on the right track that got the right traits, and you can take them to the moon. And when I did that, I made more progress in the next 2 years than I did the previous 8.
Man, that's deep. You said
eagles
don't fly.
Don't find ducks and try to teach them to fly. Find eagles and teach them to fly in formation.
The eagle, man, that's a cold bird, right? So I was studying the eagle, and it's gonna be relevant to what I'm about to ask you, right? And the eagle, when it don't fly, it soars, right? The eagle, when it flies into the storm so it can propel to higher heights. When the eagle see a pigeon, it flies. I ain't got nothing against the chicken. I ate one today. But the chicken, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the chicken, he like this.
Yeah.
But the eagle flies so high that the chicken only flies 3 feet. And when the eagle make love, it glides. Yeah. So you'll never see an eagle making love to a chicken because he can't jump high.
Man, that's a fact. And I say it all the time. A lot of reasons why I do is try to fix these women, because, man, it's way easier to catch a duck than it is to catch an eagle. And the reason you ain't catching that eagle is because you ain't flying at the same altitude. It's harder for you to catch the top-notch frog because you ain't the top-notch dude. Right. That's why I'm all about, man, leveling yourself up so you can catch what you really want. You ain't got to deal with something on the bottom.
So, okay, you know what the eagle flaw is?
Yeah.
When the eagle is looking for prey, he can see everything in his peripheral, right?
Except what's above him.
But the problem is when the eagle sees the weasel, he go for the weasel all the time. So the weasel, he goes and he beams down on the weasel. He put his claws in him. He got the strong claws, and he pick him up and he ascend 10,000 feet. Then he descend 10,000 feet to his depth. You know why? Because the weasel eats his chest off. So a weasel is a weasel ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? A buster ass nigga. So they like dead weight. What do you do? Because you seem like you leveled up. What do you do about the people, the weasels in your life, or the weasel bitches or the weasel niggas? I mean, how do you, prevent from falling? We talk about the eagle. How do you prevent from making a mistake that the eagle made?
Man, this a deep one, because I feel like you are who you around. You know the saying, hang around 9 broke niggas, you be the 10th. Hang around 9 rich niggas, you be the 10th. That shit is real. Who you are is a reflection of you. And a lot of people, they try to act like, well, these people in my circle, they holding me back. Really think about it. Whoever you around, you are a reflection of them, or you wouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. If Steve Jobs ain't coming to hang out with me, or Elon Musk, he's not coming to hang out with me because we not the same. If you're hanging around a bunch of bum niggas, you got some bum nigga tendencies. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to stand being there. So what I would say is you just level yourself up. Because when you level yourself up and you at a different altitude, different conversation, different vibration, those people are automatically going to disappear from your life. Anytime I've leveled up and really changed myself first, it seems like those conversations were just more short-lived. Rather than saying, oh, yeah, okay, get away from those people, but understand you was around them for a reason in the first place, because you was able to stand and be around bum shit, which means some of that's in you. So eradicate that out yourself first, and then everything else become easier.
And that's crazy because, I'm 60, right? And when I turned 54, I had an epiphany, right? Some shit happened, right? And I realized, man, that the people that I was hanging with, they would always be ill-advised, and they would always give me crazy information, And I thought, these people were my partners, and, we were family. I've been around these people. I realized they were number dead weight.
Man.
So once I got rid of that dead weight and those weasels, man, my shit did like this.
Yeah, you know it.
But it took me 54 to just realize that, man, I've been knowing these dudes for years, but you know, every time I see my about to bust this move, they got something negative to say, and it was always negative energy, gang God, and I didn't even realize it. I thought it was just the way we kicked it, you know. That's how we kick it. We talk about old school, we talk about this, we talk about that, but in reality, you know, it was a pattern that was forming, that was actually hindering my success.
Man, that's deep. You said at 54, it took you to 54 to realize that.
Because it was dead weight.
Yeah.
You know, if you got, dead weight on you, you can carry that weight around and it feel normal. But guess what? It don't feel abnormal until you take the weight off. Now you feel like behind my leg, you can float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. You see what I'm saying?
That's
and I think that's something I want you to speak on, gang God. Just speak to the young people because you very articulate.
Let me tell you, because I'm heavy on that, and I reevaluate my life on a regular basis to see who's dead weight. You either helping me or you hurting me. There is no in between. So if you can look at a relationship with somebody and say, this is either beneficial, taking me to where I want to go, or this is not, and it's taking me away from where I want to go. Decisions are easy, but you can't start there. Why are people in relationships with friends who aren't really their friends? They seen these characteristics, but why are you still there? Why are you still with that woman who's dead weight, but you're still there? Because you don't have the self-love within yourself to be able to be by yourself, because you may not have other friends. You may not have another woman in mind just now, but when you have self-love and can be okay being by yourself, you'll never have dead weight, because the moment somebody does something that you know isn't in line with somebody who's a real friend or a real person helping you, you'll disappear. You'll cut them out your life. A lot of times we'll have dead weight, the situation will end, and you'll look back and say, no, I seen this. But you saw it, you overlooked it because you weren't self-sufficient to say, I'm going to be by myself rather than be with them. So I think it started with having some self-love, loving yourself enough to be by yourself. Then you'll never allow somebody to be around that's not beneficial and be scared to cut them off.
That's deep. That take a lot of discipline, right? So how do you create your discipline? Do you, like me, my book, go back to my book, The Art of Human Chess, one of the principles in there is discipline. And I tell people that no matter what you do in life, you still need discipline. How do you game God? How do you discipline yourself?
Well, I mean,
I know you work out.
Oh, yeah, of course, but it's more for the mental. Yeah, you got to have discipline, because discipline is the underpinning of everything. You can't do anything without self-discipline, because you won't stick to anything long enough. And in this day and age, where things are so easy, so comfortable, so instant, you have to go out your way to inflict adversity on yourself by just, all right, I'm gonna start waking up earlier. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm not gonna eat everything that I want. I'm gonna push the plate away before I'm full. You have to intentionally do things to inflict self-adversity to stay strong. Otherwise, like anything, it'll atrophy. So that's what I do. I have a morning routine. I wake up early. I read a little bit of a good book to start my day, because we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. That goes into my day with the gym. I hit a hard workout to elevate my mindset, to get a high vibration, because when you got a high vibration, you see solutions. When you got a low vibration, you don't see nothing but problems. So I have a lot of different tools to keep myself going, and it all pins around self-discipline. I feel like having self-discipline is going to be the maker or the breaker of your life.